everyone, welcome to the next edition of Instagram Live. Last week went pretty well. Like I said, I was a little rusty getting back into it, but I received some nice comments and some good feedback on the blog post. I'm going to share these on the blog post on Mondays, so if you miss it, you can still catch it on Carrots and Cake, and I'll link to all the stuff I talk about, so you'll be able to find it. So I got some great questions from you guys. Thank you. I actually got a ton, so I saved some for next week. So if you asked a question and it wasn't answered today, it might be answered next week. And of course, feel free to send them along whenever I have a running list now. So I have my Post-it note with the questions for today. So I'll run through them real quick. So if you want to watch, you can stay tuned. And if none of these topics interest you, you can go along with your day. So the questions I have today are, why am I not eating eggs? I've got that question quite a bit, but I'll cover that real quick. What's a normal schedule like for me? And I can tell you right now, it's always a little bit different. What's our weekly food budget? I actually got a few variations of that, so I'll talk about what we do for grocery shopping and all that good stuff. And then I love this one. What's an unconventional opinion that you have? Which I was like, ooh, this is kind of fun. So I have a good answer for that, although I probably have a lot of unconventional opinions about things, but we'll answer that one. And of course, this is Instagram Live. If you guys have questions for me, send them along. If I see them, I'll definitely answer them. So, feel free if you have something that pops up and you want to ask, I'll do my best to answer it. So the first question is about eggs. So eggs, I love eggs. I pretty much lived off egg sandwiches for, I don't know, past 10 years. But I started to notice that when I had a lot of eggs, my skin would break out and I would get these like really big cystic acne breakouts. And I kind of talked about this in my celery juice post, and then I actually have a post about eggs and acne that I wrote even before the whole celery juice trend happened. So I think I was kind of on this whole egg thing a while ago. And eggs can be, an allergen for people. So it was just one of those things that I was like, I think this is what's going on. And it was kind of hard because I was doing the whole paleo thing for a while, and I just love eggs. They're just so good. There's nothing better than an egg sandwich, really. But it took me a while to figure it out because I would stop eating them and then go back to eeating them, and the breakouts would kind of come and go. So long story short, I stopped eating them, and there's been a few times now that I'll go back to the eggs, and of course the whole breakout thing will happen. So now I'm just really not eating them. If they're mixed into a baked good or something, I'm not super strict about that, and that doesn't seem to cause me too many issues. But if I'm eating eggs every day for breakfast or something like that, my skin really does freak out. So it's just not worth it to me right now. Not to say I'm never going to eat eggs again, because I'm sure there's going to be a point where Mal makes an egg sandwich in the morning and I just need to have one and I'll just risk the breakout. But I'll link those posts. That's basically what's going on with that. And then I got into the whole medical medium and celery juice thing, and his whole theory is that eggs and strep and acne are all related, and I kind of had my experience with those things, and now I'm just avoiding eggs. So it's very sad. I really do miss them. So question number 2, what's a normal schedule look like for you? So it really depends on the day. Depends on the day and my schedule, what's going on, but I really do like to work out. So I'm probably working out, I think the sweet spot for me is 4 days a week. So Mondays I like to get up bright and early at 5 o'clock, go to the gym, work out, come home, do the whole morning routine with Quinn, getting him ready, eating breakfast, all that stuff. I drop him off at school, and then I start my day pretty early, maybe 8, and I'll work all day. And then the rest of the week, I typically don't wake up super early to go to the gym. It just depends on my day, but I'll go to an 8:15 class, or I'll go to the Y for a little bit and do a quick workout, and then I start my day a little bit later. And I typically work till probably 4:35. I always try to get Quinn by 5, just because it's kind of a long day for him. Obviously, he's in good hands. He loves school and they take good care of him, but I just want to get to him. I just miss him during the day. And then he actually is with me on Fridays. So we do our Quinn and Mama thing. He goes to swim lessons, all that stuff. And I really try to squeeze everything into 4 days. And sometimes I get up early. If you've been following along for a while, I used to get up at 4 and work. And sometimes I do that every once in a while. just because I have a lot on my mind and I can't sleep and I just want to get it done. I'm much better in the morning. I can just think clearer. I just get a lot more done. So I'm big on those early morning hours, but I really try to get everything done Monday through Thursday, have Fridays just with Quinn, and then weekends I sometimes work. It kind of depends like what was left over and what I'm trying to just get a jump start on for the week. So it just depends on, how much I get done. But the weekends I really try to just be with my family. I'll be on Instagram stories and things like that, but I try not to work because I don't know. I worked weekends for a long time and it just feels like the work never ends and you're just going all the time and you're always on. So that's why you'll see I kind of take a break on the weekends. I sometimes take a break at night. It just depends what's going on. So it depends on the day, but I'm just usually running around like a lunatic, just trying to get everything done. And then question number 3, what is your weekly food budget? And so I got this question a lot and I got various forms of this. So I would say, I don't know exactly, because I would say every, 2 to 3 months we order online. We order from Thrive Market or order from Brandless. Sometimes we'll order from Butcher Box, so it depends, and we order from Amazon from time to time, depending what the product is, and I'm sure you guys know you can find good prices at different places, so you're shopping at different places, and we really like Thrive Market because they have a lot of products that we love that are way cheaper than they are at Whole Foods, and it like kills me every time I go to Whole Foods and I buy like a bag of CFD chips because I'm like, these are cheaper on Thrive Market. But we don't shop there all that much because it's one of those things like you go online and you just buy like everything and then you're like, damn, that was expensive. But we do our pantry staples every like 2 to 3 months and we'll stock up there. And then Amazon from time to time, there's certain things that we have on subscription that we use a lot. So Mal likes the Atlas bars, so those are on subscription. Protein powders, collagen, more of like the supplementy things we'll get from Amazon because you do get that discount, and we're going through them, monthly, and it's just easier just to get them delivered to the house than think about it all the time. But as far as from week to week, I would say it kind of ends up happening. What ends up happening is we have 1 week where it's a small shopping and we just kind of get the necessities, and that's mostly produce, maybe some meat, and then Quinn things that he likes like it's mostly dairy, like yogurt smoothies and things like that. And then the next week we'll do like a massive shopping and like we'll buy everything because it feels like we're out of everything. So I would say on the smaller shopping weeks we're anywhere from like $65 to like $100, and that will be groceries for the week. That will be breakfast, lunch, dinners for us, snacks, the whole bit. And at the start of the week our fridge is packed. It's like, oh my gosh, we bought so much food. But then by Friday, Saturday, it feels like we really have nothing in the fridge. So we really do eat everything that we buy. And then the bigger weeks where it feels like we're at everything and we have to buy everything, I would say that's 100 to 150. And I would say we very rarely go over 150. And the only times that we do go over is like if we're, having people to our house and we're, making food and buying alcohol and like all that stuff. But for the most part, we really don't go over 150. And maybe this is something I should talk about in the blog. I actually have a really old school series about how we shop, how we save money and all that. I'm kind of psychotic about wasting food, so really no food goes to waste in our house. So I think that's a huge part of it too, that we really do eat just about everything we buy. And we shop at Trader Joe's for the most part. I think that's our go-to, but then we'll go to Whole Foods maybe like every other week, and again, it's for those specific items that we just really like and they're hard to find. Besides that, Whole Foods or Thrive Market. And then, we'll pop into Shaw's or Stop and Shop here and there if we need something. Or Target, we'll grab something there, here and there. But I don't have like a specific budget, but maybe that gives you an idea. Maybe it's something I should track. I'm kind of curious how much we spend on food. And we also dine out maybe once a week. Depends on the time of year. I feel like winter we're home and cooking more, and then summer we'll be dining out and on the beach, and I don't even know. And then finally, number 4. So what's an unconventional opinion that I have? So, you guys might know this is coming. So I really truly believe that good health and weight loss and healing All that good stuff really comes from your mind and your mindset. And of course, I know Western medicine, love it. There's, great research, science, everything. 100% believe in that too. But I think the mind can really support your health efforts. And I just think about, working with clients and their weight loss goals and things like that. And, the food's important, the macros, the fitness, that's all important, sure, but I almost think like the sleep and the stress management and your happiness are just as important. I think it all goes in together, because I think if you're just stressed out all the time, or I just thinking back to, my journey with ulcerative colitis, and like I was really sick for a really long time, and I was obsessed with every little thing that I put into my body, like every single food, and if something happened, I would just obsess about it. My symptoms, everything would make me crazy. And I was in such a bad place. And I really think just like my mentality and my thinking and just my negativity around the disease, the like, why me, and just feeling bad for myself, I think that just contributed to my symptoms and me just like never getting better. I mean, if anything, I would go through periods where I would get way worse and then would kind of go back to that like not good, but not, in the bathroom 30 times a day situation. So I don't know. I think just over time, I mean, I'm on Entyvio now, so that I think turned things around, knock on wood. I've been in remission, knock on wood, not been in remission for, 2.5 years now. And I mean, obviously my outlook has gotten better. I'm a lot more optimistic and I'm a lot happier nowadays. But I really do think your mind can bring you down, and really it's hard to get out of that hole when your mind is so negative. And I think your health is just so directly related to that. And it's probably like a little, hippy dippy of me to, say all this. And I've had a lot of conversations with Mal about this, and he's very, Western medicine, buy the book, listen to your doctor. And I think I'm a little more like, well, it could be this, it could be that, it could be the celery juice, it could be me thinking positive about my back that I just threw out, or going to Zenden and wearing an eye patch. I think there's just all these things that can contribute to your health, and I think if you believe in them and you believe you're going to get better and that you're going to heal, I think that it's just so powerful. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, this girl has lost her mind, but I really do believe it. And I mean, just to add to that, there's this documentary out, it's on Netflix, it's called Heal. It was really great, really loved it, if you wanted to hear a little more about that. But yeah, so I think that's just showing you guys my true colors as far as it goes with how I think about all this. But I just know I was in a really bad place when I was first diagnosed with colitis, and it was a really sucky time. So I kind of wish I had, considered all of this back then, because I think maybe I would have gotten better quicker. So anyways, that's the end of this edition of Instagram Live. I hope you guys liked it. And of course, keep sending along those questions. And I hope you have a very happy Thursday.